So this first question here, it says here, using the same digits, rewrite the below equations so that they equal the number indicated in brackets. Okay, so this is the number in the brackets, and that is the number in front. And we want to make this equal to everything else. So what we need to do is we need to get rid of the positive 6. We need to make it minus 6 on both sides. And when I make it minus 6, I end up with 8 equals 14 minus 6, which is going to get me 8. All right, which works out. So what I need to do is I need to rewrite it, but I need to, instead of working this out, I need to keep every number, which is going to be 8 equals to 14 minus 6. And so now I rewrote it so that the number in the bracket is equal to everything else. Okay. Now the next one. The number in the bracket is 5. If we pretend this number is, let's say, k, like 2k plus 8 equals 18, then what I can do here is subtract 8 on both sides. So that means 2k will equal 18 minus 8. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2, canceling out the 2, so then k equals to 18 minus 8 divided by 2. And we can rewrite this as 5 equals 18 minus 8 divided by 2. For this, have we got every single number in there? 5, yes. 2, yes. 8, yes. 18, yes. All in there. Okay. Okay, so the next question now. A negative times a negative is a positive. So this is positive. And then 7 times 5 is 35. Done. Here we're going to use BADMAS. So we're going to do multiplication first. And then we're going to subtract after that. So this is going to become 6 minus 9 times 2 is 18. So we keep the 6. We work out the 9 times 2. This is a negative 12. 18 minus 6 is 12, but 6 minus 18 will be negative 12. The next one, we do the brackets first. Then after that, we do multiplication. But before we do that, we should also work this out, which is squared, which is exponents. So brackets, exponents. Then division and multiplication can go hand in hand together, and addition and subtraction can go hand in hand.
It doesn't matter which one, you just have to figure out the one that makes the most sense.
Yes.
Because one would give you a more appropriate answer.
That's right. Yes. So 8 minus 1 here will be 9. Okay, and 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. And then plus negative 4, we just rewrite that part there. Now we're still in the multiplication zone. We can't even get to the addition yet, so we still have to address this multiplication first, which is 36. And negative 4 plus 36, remember the number line. If negative 4 is here, and let's say 0 is here, if you plus 36, the number is going to end up somewhere 32. And so this will equal 32 from here. Okay.
Some people don't know the times tables in our class, so the x times x does not go well.
All right, so the next one now, I've got y, which is 21. So that means if I go y, plus it must equal to 21, which means 7 plus 7 plus 7, because 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. In other words, 21 divided by 3 equals 7. And so y is equal to 7. And then the next one, I've got 4 numbers which are the same. Added on to 10 gets me 42. So if this is 10, then this has to be 10 less than 42, which is 32. So if I divide 32 equally, I will have 32 divided by 4 in 4 different parts, which is 8. And so x will equal 8 for that part there. All right, let's continue. So the next one now is question 4. In this question, there's a hidden multiplication in here. right? So I need to multiply. So we do the opposite of multiply. The opposite of multiply is divide. The opposite of plus is minus and backwards. So here I'm going to divide, and because it's an equation, it's like a balancing scale. We do exactly what we do on the left hand side, we do on the right hand side.
Timesing is fun.
And so x equals 40 divided by 5, which is 8. Okay, next
It's
one.
fun to times to see how many days are in a week and stuff.
All right, so the first question, we're going to plus 6 because it's the opposite of minus 6 on both sides. And then that's going to cancel out. X is going to be brought down. 21 plus 6 is 27, and we're done. Next one, we're going to do this last. Divide by 6 last. We're going to do plus 2 first. It's almost like reverse BEDMAS when it comes to equations. So minus 2, both sides, opposite of plus 2 to get rid of it on the left-hand side. 20 minus 2 is 18 on the right-hand side. Bring the 6x down and divide by 6 on both sides. And so we get x equals to 3 because 6 divided by 6 is 1x, and 1x is the same as x. The next one we multiply by 3 on both sides. Because this is a third, it'll cancel out with the 3 like that, which will leave me with x. 6 times 3 is 18, and then we are done with those. Okay, so here I got a equals 3. What I'm going to do is take the a and substitute it with 3. So I use a bracket. And I know in myself that this is a hidden multiplication in here. Because it's in a hidden multiplication, 4 times 3 is 12. Done. The next one, I need a, but I also need b. I'm going to use brackets again. 9, bracket 6, which means 9 times 6, minus a, which is 3. And we mustn't forget BEDMAS is always there. We always have to remember BEDMAS. So 9 times 6 is 54 first. Then minus 3, which will get me 51. And so the answer for this is 51. So you have to form an algebraic equation, which means that you must have some kind of variable in it. So 8 is subtracted from a number. Wherever you see the words a number, you can change that into n. And then 8 is subtracted from a number. So that's n minus 8. When you see the word result, it's an equal sign, or is an equal sign, and then 6 equals to 6. And then you plus 8 on both sides to get rid of the 8 on the left hand side, bring down the n. 6 plus 8 is 14. And so you had to form an algebraic equation, first mark, and then solve it, second mark. A number doubled. When you see doubled, you got to have 2 times where you see the word a number, you put in. So that's 2 times n, which is a double, or n times 2. Has 5 taken away is minus from it. So minus 5 to equal 27. And so now we're going to solve this. So what we do is we plus 5 on both sides, canceling it out, bring down 2n and make it equal to 32. Divide by 2, and then n is equal to 32 divided by 2 is 16. So final answer here is 16. The number 3, and it's going to go in a. I'm going to use a bracket because now that's a squared. 3 squared, a squared, minus c. C will go in here, which will become minus 5 for that. All right, so what we have to remember here is that minus and a minus is a plus. And 3 times 3 is 3 squared, which is 9. And 9 plus 5 is 14, and it's done. All right, so for this question here, c is negative 5, but it's squared, right? So negative 5 squared. Now, negative 5 squared plus BC. Now B is 6 and C is -5. And whenever I put a bracket next to a number or bracket next to a bracket, there's a hidden multiplication
wrong
in
there.
between there. Okay.
I think.
All right. And then I got 3 in the denominator, which is going to be here. So -5 times -5 is positive 25. 6 times -5 at the top first is -30. -30 divided by 3 is -10. Bringing down to 25. Now, the positive and the negative here comes together to become a negative. So then the final answer would be 25 minus 10, which is 15. So the final answer here is 15.
Nah.
All right. So for this question, what you do is you want to get x onto one side and all the numbers on the other side. So the first thing we do is choose one side of the numbers and remove it. So -2 becomes +2 to be removed. And we do the same thing on the other side. Then write everything else. So 7x stays there, 3x stays there, and 6 plus 2 is 8. One step at a time. Now go to x. Move x to the left-hand side. By removing -3x, it will disappear on both sides. Bring the 8 down. 7x minus 3x is 4x. Now divide 4 on both sides. And so x must equal 2. All right, so the first thing we do here is we take the 6, we multiply it into the bracket twice. And we take the 9 and we multiply it into the bracket twice. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 2 is 12. 9 times x is 9x. And 9 times -5 is -45. Now we're back to the previous question. We want to get x onto one side and we want to get the numbers on the other side. If I want to move 12 across, I do the opposite of plus 12, which is minus 12, and I do it one step at a time. I'm just going to minus 12. Whatever I didn't minus, I just rewrite it. So I rewrite the 6x. I rewrite the 9x. I rewrite the equals. 12 minus 12 is 0. Minus 45 minus 12 means that it becomes a bigger negative. And minus 45 minus 12 is like 45 plus 12, but the negative, which will be 57, but negative 57. So this is minus 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, but negative 57. Now, to get rid of x's, keep the 6x on the left-hand side. Let's move the 9x over by subtracting 9x on both sides. So 9x minus 9x is 0, and we bring negative 57 down. 6x minus 9x is negative 3x. Now, I have a hidden multiplication in here. I do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. And I divide by minus 3 on both sides. The minus 3 is in front of x, so I divide it. Whatever number is in front of x, we divide it on both sides. This time it's minus 3, so we divide both sides by minus 3, isolating x, keeping x alone, which is what we want. And now that x is alone, whatever number you end up with will be x. Minus divided by minus is plus, and 57 divided by 3 is 19. And so the answer here is x equals 19. So for the next one, so 3 is the number in front of x, right? That's the number we divide by. If I divide it by 3, it gets me closer to x. That's what I want. So I divide both sides by 3. Once you do this step, it becomes quite clearly. 3 divided by 3 disappears. You're left with x squared. 75 divided by 3 is 25. X squared means x times x. What does that mean? It means 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So x is equal to 5. How do we get that? We square root both sides. All right, or we know x is equal to 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. Done. So step 1 for this one now. Because we're dividing by 2, the 5x and the minus 3 we do last. So the first thing we need to do is move this 2 over. So we multiply this side by 2. And we multiply this side by 2. and the 2's will cancel. Bring down 5x minus 3. And 21 times 2 is 42
X
for that.
equals 9.
And then plus 3. Bring down 5x, that's 45. Then divide 5 on both sides. X equals to 9. That's correct.